Long. Guys who are able for the Lord's American prayer. Allah, Father, universe.
Allah, Father, universe.
Father, love.
Father, love.
Truth. Peace. Freedom. And justice. Allah is my protector.
Allah is my protector.
My guide. And my salvation. By night. And by day. Through His holy prophet. Through Ali. Amen. All please stand. Remain standing who are able for the more honors of the unity. First I rise giving praise to Allah, the great God, the Father of the universe.
First I rise giving praise to Allah, Father of the universe.
I give honor to His last prophet in these days.
I give honor to His last prophet in these days.
Prophet Noble Juali.
Prophet Noble Juali.
I give honor to all true and divine prophets of Allah.
I give honor to all true and divine prophets of Allah.
Jesus, Muhammad,
Buddha,
Confucius, etc. I give honor to Marcus Garvey.
I give honor to Marcus Garvey,
Forerunner Prophet Noble Juali.
forerunner of Prophet Noble Juali.
I give honor to our American flag.
I give honor to our American flag,
The flag of our birth.
the flag of our birth,
And to the Moorish flag.
and to the Moorish flag,
The red flag.
the red flag,
The five-pointed green star in the center.
the five-pointed green star in the center.
The stars representing the divine principle of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice.
The star representing the divine principles of love, truth, peace, freedom, and
I
justice.
give honor to our divine charter,
I give honor to our divine charter,
which gives us the divine right
which gives us the divine right
and legal right
and legal right
to promote and practice our religion
to promote and practice our religion
unmolested.
unmolested.
I give honor to all past leaders of the Moorish Science Temple of America Incorporated
I give honor to all past leaders of the Moorish Science Temple of America Incorporated,
in succession,
in succession,
the Supreme Grand Advisor and Moderator,
Supreme Grand Advisors and
Brother
Moderators,
C. Kirkman Bay,
Brother C. Kirkland Bay,
Brother F. Nelson Bay,
Brother F. Nelson Bay,
and Brother J. Blakely Bay.
and Brother J. Blakely Bay.
I give honor to our past Grand Sheik and Moderator,
I give honor to our past Grand Sheik and Moderator,
Brother R. Loville.
Brother R. Lovia.
I give honor to our present Grand Sheik
I give honor to our present Grand Sheik
of the Moorish Science Temple of America Incorporated,
of the Moorish Science Temple of America Incorporated,
who is the moderator,
who is the moderator,
Brother R. Jones Bay.
Brother R. Jones Bay.
I give honor to Brother A. Hopkins Bay,
I give honor to Brother A. Hopkins Bay,
the Assistant Grand Sheik
Assistant Grand Sheik
of the Moorish Science Temple of America.
of the Moorish Science Temple of
I
America.
give honor to our Grand National Chairman,
I give honor to our Grand National Chairman,
Brother P. Chaseel,
Brother P. J. Seal,
who is the Grand Sheik here at Temple 71.
who is the Grand Sheik here at Temple 71.
I give honor to all national, state, and local officials
I give honor to all national, state, and local officials
in their office and station.
in their office and station.
I give honor to all members.
I give honor to all members.
I give honor to Brother H. Harris Bay,
I give honor to Brother H. Harris Bay,
Grand Governor of the District of Columbia,
Grand Governor of the District of Columbia,
and to his assistant,
and to his assistant,
Brother T. Dozier Bay.
Brother T. Dozier Bay.
Give honor to all sheiks and sheikesses,
I give honor to all sheiks and sheikesses,
all wayfarers,
all wayfarers,
well wishers,
well-wishers,
sympathizers,
sympathizers,
seekers after truth,
seekers after truth,
all auxiliaries,
all auxiliaries,
and the Moorish media team,
and the Moorish media team,
and everything that the prophet brought and taught
and everything the prophet brought and taught
for the uplifting of fallen humanity.
for the uplifting of fallen humanity.
I give honor to all well wishers,
I give honor to all well-wishers,
all viewers,
all viewers,
and all of those who are listening in.
and all those who are listening
I
in.
give honor to our class.
I give honor to our class.
Peace.
Peace.
We'll now have a reading from Salvation, Our God, Unity. The Moorish Science Temple of America, the Divine Constitution and Bylaws. Act 1. The Grand Sheik and the Chairman of the Moorish Science Temple of America is empowered to make law and enforce laws with the assistance of the Prophet and the Grand Body of the Moorish Science Temple of America. The Assistant Grand Sheik is to assist the Grand Sheik in all affairs. If he lives according to love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice, and it is known before the members of the Moorish Science Temple of America. Act 2. All meetings are to be open and closed promptly according to the Circle 7 and love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Friday is our holy day of rest. We because on a Friday the first man was formed in flesh, and on a Friday the first man departed out of flesh and ascended unto his Father God alone. For that cause, Friday is the holy day for all Muslims all over the world. Act 3. Love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice must be proclaimed and practiced by all members of the Moorish Science Temple of America. No member is to put in danger or accuse falsely his brother or sister on any occasion at all that may harm his brother or sister, because Allah is love. Act 4. All members must preserve these holy and divine laws, and all members must obey the laws of the government, because by being in Moorish America, you are a part and parcel of the government and must live the life accordingly. Act 5. This organization of the Moorish Science Temple of America is not to cause any confusion or to overthrow the laws and constitution of the said government, but to obey hereby. Act 6. With us, all members must proclaim their nationality, and we are teaching our people their nationality and their divine creed, that they may know that they are a part and a parcel of this said government, and know that they are not Negroes, colored folks, black people, or Ethiopians, because these names were given to slaves by slaveholders in 1779 and lasted until 1865 during the time of slavery. But this is a new era of time now, and all men now must proclaim their free national name to be recognized by the government in which they live and the nations of the earth. This is the reason why Allah, the great God of the universe, ordained Noble Drew Ali the prophet to redeem his people from their sinful ways. Act 7. All members must promptly attend their meetings and become a part and a partial of all uplifting acts of the Moorish Science Temple of America. Members must pay their dues and keep in line with all necessities of the Moorish Science Temple of America. Then you are entitled to the name of faithful. Husband, you must support your wife and children. Wife, you must obey your husband and take care of your children and look after the duties of your household. Sons and daughters must obey father and mother and be industrious and become a part of the uplifting of all humanity. All Moorish Americans must keep their hearts and minds filled with love and their bodies clean with water. This divine covenant is from your holy prophet Noble Drew Ali through the guidance of his father, God Allah. Noble Drew Ali founder. Moorish American prayer. Allah, the Father of the universe, the Father of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Allah is my protector, my guide, and my salvation, by night and by day, through his holy prophet, Drew Ali. Amen. The Moorish Science Temple of America, home office, 2905 5th Street Southeast, Washington, D.C., 20032. Thus, we had a reading from all 7 acts of the divine constitution and bylaws. We'll now have a reading from questionnaire and additional laws for the Moorish Americans by the prophet Noble Drew Ali. Act 1. Grand sheikhs and governors and heads of all temples, all businesses. Each said temple must be approved by the prophet Noble Drew Ali before acting upon by any member. Let it be finance, property, or any line of life that will cause the members to sacrifice finance, property, etc. Any former officer that violates these laws is subject to be removed from his office under heavy restriction, etc., by the prophet or the grand sheikh. Act 1. Grand sheikhs and governors and heads of all temples, all business. Each said temple must be approved by the prophet Noble Drew Ali before acting upon by any members. Let it be finance, property, or any line of life that will cause the members to sacrifice finance, etc., finance, property, etc., that will cause the support of any group of members. Any former officer that violates these laws is subject to be removed from his office under heavy restrictions, etc., by the prophet or the grand sheikh. Act 2. All members are to attend their adult meetings and their public meetings promptly. If a member is found standing around on their meeting period, she'll be fined 50 cents on the first case, and on the second, he will be fined $1. which will go on your emergency fund. If member is working, his monthly dues must be paid. And if he has money in the bank, he must subscribe for as much as he is able to the Moorish Uplifting Fund, because it takes finance to uplift the nation. Act 3. It is lawful and divine duty of every good member, if he is able in finance, to aid men save the nation. And if he does not, he is an enemy to the cause of uplifting his own people, and justice must catch you. Let it be he or she, according to love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice, as I have the power invested in my hands, and I will have to enforce the law in order to save the nation. Act 4. All members, while making a public speech, must not use any assertion against the American flag or speak radical against the church or any member of any organized group, because we are to teach love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Act 5. All members must promptly attend their meetings and send their children to Sunday school. And the teacher must confirm himself to the questionnaire, and let every member exercise his 5 senses who is able to do so, because out from your Sunday school comes the guidance of the nation. Act 6. With us, all members must proclaim their nationality, and we are teaching our people their nationality and their divine creed, that they may know that they are a part and parcel of this said government, and know that they are not Negroes, colored folks, black people, or Ethiopians, because these names were given to slaves by slaveholders in 1779 and lasted until 1865 during the time of slavery. But this is a new era of time now, and all men now must proclaim their free national name, to be recognized by the government in which they live and the nations of the earth. This is the reason why Allah, the great God of the universe, ordained noble Drew Ali the prophet to redeem his people from their sinful ways. The Moorish Americans are the descendants of the ancient Moabites who inhabited the northwestern and southwestern shores of Africa. Act 7. All members must promptly attend their meetings and become a part and partial of all uplifting acts of the Moorish Science Temple. Members must pay their dues and keep in line with all necessities of the Moorish Science Temple. Then you are entitled to the name of faithful. Husband, you must support your wife and children. Wife, you must obey your husband and take care of your children and look after the duties of your household. Sons and daughters must obey father and mother and be industrious and become part of the uplifting of fallen humanity. All Moorish Americans must keep their hearts and minds pure of love and their bodies clean with water. This divine covenant is from your holy prophet, Noble Drew Ali, through the guidance of his father, God Allah. Peace. Thus we had a reading from questionnaire and additional laws for the Moorish Americans by the prophet Noble Drew Ali. We'll now have a reading from the Holy Koran of the Moorish Science Temple of America, divinely prepared by the noble prophet Drew Ali, by the guiding of his father God Allah, the great God of the universe, to redeem his people from their sinful ways. The Moorish Americans are the descendants of the ancient Moabites. I'm going to read from chapter 43. Chapter 43 is the insufficiency of knowledge. The divine instructions from the Holy Prophet. Chapter 43. Holy instructions from the prophet, the insufficiency of knowledge. If there is anything lovely, if there is anything desirable, if there is anything within the reach of man that is worthy of praise, is this not knowledge? And yet, who is he that attaineth it? Thus we had a reading from the Holy Koran of the Moorish Science Temple of America. Our Sunday school is officially open. And that was read from the Holy Koran of the Moorish Science Temple of America, divinely prepared by the noble prophet Drew Ali, by the guiding of his father God Allah, the great God of the universe, to to redeem man from the sinful and fallen state of humanity back to the highest plane of life with this Father God of love. Islam, Moors.
Islam.
Good to see you, Moors. How you Moors feeling today? Praise be to Allah. Glad to see you all out. Today, hopefully we can get some nourishment that will help to make our way fair upon the earth, so we can take these lessons and help out in the great program of uplifting fallen humanity. And without delay, I'll call forth now for further instructions our Grand Sheik and moderator, brother, man, and friend of the Moore Scientific of America, Brother R. Jones Bay.
Islam.
Islam.
Please. Allah,
The Father of the universe, the Father of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Allah is my protector, my guide, and my salvation. By night and by day, through his holy prophet, through Ali. Amen.
praise Allah. Okay, look, who made it?
Allah.
Who is Allah?
Allah is the Father of the universe.
Can we see him?
No.
Where is the nearest place we can meet him?
In the heart.
Who is Noble Jew Ali?
He is Allah's prophet.
What is a prophet?
A
Prophet
prophet
is the daughter of Allah, made by second flesh.
What is the duty of a prophet?
save nations from the wrath of Allah.
Who is the founder of the Moorish Science Temple of America?
Noble Jew Ali.
What year was the Moorish Science Temple of America founded?
1913.
Where?
New Jersey.
Where was Noble Jew Ali born?
In the state of North Carolina, 1886.
What is his nationality?
Moorish American.
What is your nationality?
Moorish American.
Why are we Moorish Americans?
Because we are descendants of Moroccans and born in America.
For what purpose was the Moorish Science Temple of America founded?
The uplifting of fallen humanity.
How did the prophet begin to uplift the Moorish Americans?
By teaching them to be themselves.
What is our religion?
Islamism.
Is that a new or is that the old time religion?
Old time religion.
What kind of a flag is a Moorish?
It is a red flag with a 5-point green star in the center.
What do the 5 points represent?
Love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice.
How old is our flag?
It is over 10,000 years old.
Which is our holy day?
Friday.
Why?
Because Friday is the day in which man was born and flesh. Because on Friday we eat our father.
How can you tell you've been uplifted? How can you tell you've been uplifted?
On your behavior.
Your behavior. Okay. How else can you tell you've been uplifted?
You feel lighter,
You feel what?
lighter.
Lighter. That's interesting. That's really interesting. How else can you tell you've been uplifted? Come on.
By your thinking, your way of thinking change.
Your way of
You
thinking.
know,
change.
you don't think the same way.
You don't think the same way. That's right. That's good. How else? How else can you tell you've been uplifted? Because the responses thus far is yeah. But how else can you tell? Come on, Islam is part of it.
Islam. I feel like I feel uplifted because I have peace now.
That's good. That's good. That's good. That's good. That's good. How else?
Wow.
Come on, man.
Confidence.
You feel confident.
Allah is God.
Allah is God. Yes. No question about that. No question. You know how else you can tell? By your consistency. How consistent are you? Being consistent makes you feel lighter. You don't feel as weighty when you're trying to do the right thing. That's why that was very, yeah, that was nice. Because you don't feel as heavy. You don't feel as weighed down when you are consistently trying to do what's right. Come on, babe.
You don't feel as murky.
You don't feel as murky. Murkiness. You don't feel thick. Because murky is thickness. Yeah. And you know, I tell you something else. Your anxieties are short. The things you overly concern yourself with, they are shorter. They have a, you know, what do you say? They have a beginning, they have an end. So they don't last as long.
You feel more at ease.
You do feel more at ease. You feel more in control. Because you give attention to those things that cause you what? Okay. Stress. Discomfort. Misery.
That's right.
Come on, man. These are the things that you have to identify. Because if you don't examine as to whether or not you are feeling uplifted, what is the purpose of being in a program that's primarily concerned with the uplifting of fallen humanity? How can you defend it? How can you say that I follow a true and divine prophet if you don't feel uplifted? If you don't take a look at yourself from time to time to determine as to whether or not this that you are dedicating yourself to really works. How can you do that? I mean, how can you do that without looking at yourself? I mean, look, when you deal with things different than you have in the past, and then that voice gives you an explanation why you did that. Why did I do that like that? And it's explained to you why. What is one of the reasons as to why you don't do what you did? Look, what are one of the reasons as to why you don't treat people like you used to?
You see a lot of them.
You see a lot of them? Yes. What else? What else?
My
I feel
confidence
bad when
on
they
me.
treat me that way.
Huh?
I say, because I feel bad if they treat me that way.
That's good. That's good. Your consciousness or awareness is being enhanced. That's good. What else? Come on, babe.
Because you know what you do to another, you do to yourself.
That's right. What you do to another, you do to yourself. Now the question is, do I really accept that? Do I accept that?
Mhm.
And if I accept it, that means I become more reluctant in how I do treat other people. But how about this one? When you harm in word, thought, or deed another, you do a wrong to a lot. Think about doing a wrong to God. That's what we should give some attention to. Because if you are saying, I know if I do that to this person, I'm doing a wrong to Allah, but I'm going to do it anyway. What are you manifesting? What traits are you manifesting?
Lord, child.
Good. What character are you manifesting? The character of who?
Satan.
Yes, or the unbelievers. At the moment that that settles and it's all right with you, you are practicing the practices of the unbelievers. Okay. All right. Why did Allah send Jesus to this earth? Let's substitute the word Jesus. Why did Allah send?
Justice.
That's good. That's a good one. That's a good one. Why did Allah send?
Love.
That's good. That's good. Why did Allah send? That's good. Why did Allah send? Yes. Why did Allah send? Yeah, we said that. True. Yes, true. That's right. Yes. Yes.
Redeemer.
Yes. Yeah. Wow. Thought. Why did Allah send thought to the earth? Because Jesus is what? A thought of Allah. So why did Allah send the thought? Why did he send the thought? To redeem. And at the time Jesus manifested this thought, what was his mission? To save the Israelites from what? Who were? It's all in the book. It's all in the book. So that means he sent us a thought. The thought is to be what? Manifested. The thought is also a what? It does change your way of thinking, but the thought is also a what? Say it, what did you say? A pattern. Why is it a pattern necessary? Man needs one. He needs one. He must have a pattern by someone who is consistent in displaying what type of character? Righteous. Men comprehend the inner life by what? So you got to have a righteous inner self so that you can manifest it outwardly. The man can look at the manifestation outwardly and say, okay, I understand that a little better. So you need a pattern. I didn't say that you look at people in a certain way. I'm just saying you need a pattern. You need to see these teachings being made. You need to see these teachings being lived. You must have confrontation so that you can live them. You must have challenges so you can live them. Your challenges afford you an opportunity to do what?
Practice.
To grow, no question. What else? To overcome. What else? To think. What else? To exercise. What else?
Show your strength.
That's right. To prove it. You're proving something. You're proving the existence of Allah in man. And that should be reassuring to you. You must be developing confidence in what you say you're about. See, the transition only takes place when you accept what you say you're about. Then you become it. See, there's a conflict going on with us. And just because we know we have a nationality, just because we know we have principles, all that's good, but it's still a conflict going on with us. And in that conflict, we can yield. We can become stubborn. We can become so stubborn that we want to hold on to that. And we don't want to give up for this. Come on.
It's not, is the conflict always prevalent as long as we hear?
As long as we're on earth. Always. Remember, the nature sprang forth from fleshy things. And what happened? It soon became a foe that man what? He got to fight. He got to fight until he has proven the point that he and Allah won.
It's not, sir, so once we ascend to the soul plane, it's no longer exists.
Oh, no, it's still, that those thoughts that you have sent there await you. You don't escape. Remember, we must confront the strongest foes of Allah and man. on the next plane of existence.
So the conflict no longer exists once we.
Once we
one, once we back at one,
we must be back at one.
the Father God off.
Yes. But right. Unnumbered foes are where? Await us where? Okay then. Okay. So no, we are fighting here, but we gotta fight there too. Because remember, the thoughts that we send just because they are not manifest here don't mean they're gone anywhere.
Yes, sir.
You gotta go and deal with them up there too.
Yeah. Yeah, but I was just thinking about.
Yeah,
conflict
yeah,
and
yeah.
protect the conflict.
Yeah. I hear you, Mom.
Yeah.
You know? Come on, man. I mean,
we always gonna be fighting, cause
Yeah.
Allah said that it's an attempt to, I can't kind of like get it verbatim,
Let me hear a word. Maybe we can help.
men comprehend the inner life by the things they see
Okay.
and do.
Okay.
So if you seeing these things and you know they're not productive to you, why do it?
Right.
Why take place in it?
Right.
So he's giving us a way to avoid the trap. If
Right.
we pay attention.
Right. But he comes right back. His thought, manifested in the flesh, came right back and said, by many ties I'm bound down to come out. Now that's his thought that manifested in the flesh. That's a prophet that confessed, by many ties I'm bound down to carnal life. So what does that tell you about your carnal self?
You're gonna be attached to certain things here.
Yes. Attachments. Attachments to what kind of thing?
Carnal things.
Carnal
Earthly
things.
carnal things.
Whatever kind, give me another word for carnal.
Earthly
Worldly things, earthly things. And if they're earthly, if they're worldly, they are what? Manifest. Look what's happening. Manifestations cause us to become attached to the things we think we see. Come on.
Yes, ma'am, sir. Also, speaking of carnality,
Speak up back here.
speaking of carnal,
Yeah,
our carnal self wants to act in life.
that's right.
It loves the job.
That's right. That's right. Now you see why it's so difficult in the conflict?
Yes, sir.
Because carnal man wants not the light. They say they want the light, but they want not the light. Why? Because they love the dark. They have made a choice. I have chosen this way of life. I love it. But sometimes to get in with you, I got to act like I love something else.
Assimilation.
Yes. But also, the mold. The characteristic of the mold starts to surface. What's the characteristic of the mold?
He makes his words
So-
descendants of truth.
He does, but what else does he do?
The light exposed to be blunder.
Yes. But remember,
Eyes in the dark.
he hides in the dark. That's right. See, we take on those characteristics.
Those who love the dark.
Those who love the dark.
In the end of that, sir, we comprehend the light. We don't comprehend the light.
Okay.
In the dark,
Okay.
carnally.
Okay. Well, you know, if you love the dark, you can't see the light. Because you have accepted the dark as being the light.
Right.
Yeah. You can't comprehend it because I've already made a choice. I love this. So if I love this, I don't want to see that.
No matter how bright
It don't matter. As a matter of fact, you have drifted so far away from it that you're lost. Remember, when you no longer hear the voice of what? The voice of truth. When you no longer hear the voice, you drift away. You go into the abyss. And the light ceases to shine for you. Because you have totally accepted darkness. And again, Darkness is the reflection of light. So you've accepted the illusion of the world. Come on.
Is that, can I interchange that with ignorance?
Sure, boy. But then you gotta be careful with ignorance.
Yeah.
Because see, ignorance is that you don't know.
Yeah, that's,
Yeah. But see, what about those who return to the state with a family? They do know. They have chosen to return. You see what I'm saying? So that we can't equate ignorance with that. Because they do know what they know in whatever degree that they know it. You see? But I choose that. Because regardless of what I may project myself as attempting to be to fool you, I still love that.
Mm.
Yes. Yes. When you love something, you don't want to give it up. There's certain things I love about the dark I don't want to give up. I love it. And it's that love for it that keeps me what? Bound down to what? Come on, man. Those are my shackles. And that shackle that holds me or binds me here is what prevents me from seeing the light. Come on, back.
Because it offers me something.
It does.
Joy, satisfying gain.
Yes.
And until I be willing to recognize that I am entertaining that joy and satisfying gain,
Yes.
and it's doing me more harm than it's doing me good,
Yes.
I will continue to pursue it.
Yes.
Because I don't know what degree of satisfying or joy I get out of that,
Right.
out of that situation.
Right.
And sometimes it's just not easy to cut it off.
Of course. Of course. Because it is a stimulation.
Yes. Mm.
It stimulates, which causes a feeling.
Come on.
It makes me feel a certain way.
Mm.
And what am I feeling? That carnal appetite is being aroused. And when it starts to be aroused, you start to prefer it. Because if you don't have principles, you can't control it. Yeah.
Can we add fear in that too?
Fear is always there.
Fear of change, fear of unknown.
Yeah. Yeah, fear is always there. And always bragging. Come on.
It's I was reading an old statement 164 when you talk about letting turn loose of the gospel power.
Yeah.
And that's a choice. And when I be thinking about the plow, you know, it's saying it's rough, it's hard.
Yeah.
You know, and something like Sister Daly was saying, you know, that fear,
Right.
having to face something, because you know it's easy to do wrong, but it's harder to, you know what I'm saying,
Right.
stay in the path of the truth.
Yeah. That's good.
So that's why a lot, you know, like you're saying, when you let it go, that's your choice, because some people just can't hang.
Right. Well, see, remember, it's not the plow that's hard. It's the ground that's been plowed. See, the plow can break it up if you let it. But if you are plowing a ground that's rock,
Tender hard.
yeah, and you can't, you might can't handle it. But the key is to be what? Consistent. The key is consistency. Who's saying that I see? Come on. Come on.
Be consistent. If you stay on the righteous path, and it's gonna be rough, but it's gonna be all uneven, but it ain't gonna be all bad.
That's right.
That's all you gotta remember.
That's right.
You ain't gonna know your strength until you meet your foe.
That's
So
right.
you must meet your foe.
You got to, Mom. That's right. You got to. You know, you can be in the Moorish Science Temple of America, and you can be trying to live a good life, and you can be different than what I used to be, and I'm not like I used to be, but that does not mean you're not gonna have a foe. That thing gonna fight you.
Right.
Whatever level you on, that's where it's coming.
Yeah.
And if you don't have anything to fight with, you will be victimized. It's gonna take advantage of you. Because one thing about your lower self, it knows your weakness. It knows what you like carnally. The carnal self, the lower self knows what you like from the carnal perspective. I know just what button to push to get a reaction from you. And I don't have to push it. I'll just get my partner and someone else's lower self and let them push it. I'll tell them, I'll whisper in their ear, yeah, go over there and say so-and-so, so-and-so. Because they don't like that. They work together anyway.
That's what, that makes me think of reflection as the business of man.
Come on. Yeah.
So you can kind of really see where that carnal,
That's right.
that carnal appetite is in you.
Yeah.
So that you know how to kind of be ready for it a little bit more.
Yeah. Do like John say, prepare. Prepare for your battle, because you're going to have it. Come on, man.
I think about when Jesus was in the wilderness and something that came to me was he was honest with himself.
Yeah.
Sincerity is very important in all of this.
Yeah.
You have to be honest with yourself.
Yeah.
See, sometimes we can mislead ourselves and we can say to ourselves, I can handle it.
Yeah.
And and we give ourselves a false sense of I can deal with it.
Right.
But he was honest with himself.
Right.
And we're gonna meet challenges
Right.
that we're gonna need help.
You ain't check.
We're gonna need to ask Allah to help us.
Right.
But the worst thing we can do is say, I got this, I can handle it.
Right.
Because we don't know what level of degree this is coming.
Right. 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 And you know what, babe? One of the other illusions that we have to be careful of when we ask Allah for his help, that we don't jump the gun.
Oh, without a doubt. Yes.
See, we become impatient. See, we forget when we ask him for his help. We have a tendency to fail to recall that the manner of his knowledge transcendeth our conception.
Come on.
So how his help may come, we haven't even figured it out.
Yes.
But we get locked on the way that we're going to see it coming. We'll recognize it. But you don't see it like, you don't think like us.
Come on.
Come on, man.
Yeah, I think sometimes when we don't get it right away.
Yeah.
We get a little discouraged.
Yeah.
He's not listening to it,
Yeah.
But I know for a fact he listens to it.
Yeah.
I know for a fact that he hears
Yeah.
it. But just because he doesn't respond the way that I want him to respond,
Yeah.
I might think, well, he doesn't hear me, but he hears me.
Hey, baby, look. And then we become shaky and go back and keep asking over and over and over and over. But what is that showing? A lack of faith. So how can you expect to receive if you don't have faith that you're going to get it? You asking for help. You're saying, I'm going to the one that he's the only one that can give me the help that I need, because I don't even know the help that I need. And yet, I become nervous. My lower self started to say, where you at? He ain't helped you yet.
What happened?
And certain things are due at a certain time. I mean, they start heaping on it. And once you open yourself up, they rush in 1,000 at a time. So you become shaky. You start to what? Allow your doubt to rise. Oh, well, I got to do something myself. And as soon as you say, I got to do something, here comes the temptation.
It's called
Take this, get that.
Jump the gun.
It's
That's what you do, Mom.
we call it microwave results. Sometimes stuff gotta sit in the oven.
That's right. That's right. And as it sits in the oven, it becomes done.
It's wrong.
You know? Come on, Mom.
It's also, that would be a way of circumscribing it.
That's right.
You know what I mean, Mo?
That's right.
If we knew he was gonna do it the way we wanted to, or when
That's
we
right.
wanted,
That's right.
but it's uncircumscribed.
That's right. That's right. That's right. That's right. That's right. Come on, Mom.
It's funny, but Crawford, Richard, I was thinking the same thing. Sometimes we want help, but then we want it to be the way we want it to be.
Right. Right. Right.
Because sometimes we don't want the pain.
Right.
But sometimes the pain is some part of the lesson.
Right.
Because then at the same time, we want help, but then we go right back and do the things that we'd ask them to help us get out of it. So, even in his mercy and love, he still help us,
Right.
but he knows our determination.
Right.
So why not sit a minute?
That's right. That's right. That's right.
Because I know what you gonna do.
That's right. That's right. That's right. Come on, here.
It's fun.
It's on, y'all.
It's fun, Mo.
It's on.
You know, and listening to the conversation, and as we're talking about, asking our for help, and this is another reason why we have to come here,
Yes.
because the prophet told us this. If I can start you to think it, you can save yourself.
Yeah.
Now, Allah gave the prophet that to give to us.
Yes.
And a lot of times the help that we think we need,
Yes.
he done already gave it to you.
Yes.
He wants you to go inside yourself and start realizing if you slow down long enough
Yeah.
and start thinking about things in a different way. I've already sent you the solution.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. Yeah.
You start thinking, stop. See, he's trying to get us to stop thinking from a carnal point of view.
Yes. Yes.
And once we start raising our thought back up, where he then will reveal to us
Yes.
again
Figure it out.
Yes.
what you have already. In many cases, we'll realize that the answer to our issue was sitting right there.
Yeah. That's true.
It was sitting right there. I just didn't want to see it because I got all anxious about stuff.
Yeah. That's right. That's
So
right.
we got to go back to what the prophet said and realize that everything that we're supposed to do to resolve our issues here on earth
Yes.
is within us.
That's right. That's right. That's right. Used to be an old saying. Well, it used to be a saying. I won't say it's old. But it was this. You better recognize.
Mm-hmm.
You better recognize.
Yes,
Now I hear it.
exactly.
I hear it. What am I recognizing? The help that's already here.
That's it.
Mm.
That's fine.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about the still small voice
Yes.
and being able to recognize.
Yes.
Distinguishing truth from falsehood.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
So that goes back to faith
Yeah. Yeah.
and being able to recognize.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you don't wake up overnight and you don't wake up overnight and accept that small voice that's speaking. That takes.
Right.
Yeah. Because it's not no easy thing to do what the voice tells you to do. You have to learn. He said, learn to love.
That's it.
When you learn to love, when you hear the voice, you act accordingly. You say, I hear and I obey.
Mm.
That's wrong, brother.
Come on, here.
And we have to learn not to listen for the voice with these carnal ears.
Yeah. Yeah.
The voice is still and small. It doesn't come out of our spirit.
Yes.
We're not going to hear him with a carnal voice.
Yes, that's the truth. That's the truth. That's the truth.
So if we listen, you got to remember we're learning how to listen.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
He's teaching us in here
That's
we
right.
want
How
to
to, that's
listen.
right. That's right. Excellent point. That's right.
And that sound,
Yeah.
There you go. Praise God.
it ain't no regular sound.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
That spirit that he's trying to get you to understand. We
That's
just
right.
talked about leaving the flesh
That's right.
and meeting some of the foes on the soul plane.
Yes.
He tells us on that plane of life, this counter revolution is not known.
That's right.
No.
That's
So
right.
don't think you're going to go up there with, even though you send some thoughts, and you're going to see, you're going to have to meet those thoughts. You're not meeting those people. They're not going to be in touch.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm stuck on that. I'm stuck on this. When all was said, the fight is more inner
Yeah.
than outer.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You see, because like you said one time, I think I recall you saying that Allah is spirit and man is spirit.
Yeah.
So the fight is within.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. That's right. Come on, man.
Yeah, moderator, the thing with me is that we say when we hear the voice,
Yes.
but now, how often can we discern truth from falsehood? In other words, like, what voice am I hearing?
Sure.
I'm asking myself a lot about it.
That's right.
Is it the voice of Allah?
That's right.
Or is it always the voice of Lucifer? Because he can trick.
Oh, no question.
See, so I ask myself many times, what voice is this?
That's right. Who's who's speaking to me? Yeah, ain't no question. Who's talking to me? Remember, he maketh his words in the what? While the business of his life is what? Yeah.
We just talked about it based on the mention of Jesus in the word.
Yes.
Who was he talking?
Who is he talking to? That's right. That's right. That's right. Come on, Mom.
You know, it's something brother P.J. still in the stick with the thought.
Yes.
You know, keep, you know, I know, I have to stay, keep my thoughts on my law and what's right.
Yeah.
And, you know, help me to recognize the illusion. Because all is an illusion.
Yeah.
And the only way we can see the illusion is through the spirit. You got to look at it like brother P.J. said. In a spirit way. You can't look at it in a carnal way. Then you're going to miss it.
That's
But if you're looking at it in a spiritual way, then you'll be able to sit back and recognize what it is.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay. Come on.
You know, one thing I think I use my journey of belief is, what do the higher self breathe?
Yes.
The mother of virtue,
Yes.
the harmony of life,
Yes.
and breathe justice, mercy, love, and right.
Yes.
But what I have to dig to distinguish what voice
Yes.
is sharing with me
Yes.
about this.
Yes.
Because anything comes from Allah, He leading you to a righteous way.
Yes.
Yeah.
He not scheming,
Yes.
He not conniving,
Yes.
He not trying to show you how to win.
Yes.
He trying to give you a fair, he trying to make the situation as fair as possible.
Yes.
Sometimes we hear the voice and it fits just with the way we thinking.
Yes. That's right.
The voice comes to us based on the way we thinking
That's
about
right.
the situation.
That's
We're
right.
trying to get back.
That's right.
So I'm gonna send you a voice to get back.
Yeah.
I mean, not to say he gonna send the voice,
Yeah.
but you wanna get back.
Yeah.
So what voice you think he gonna listen to?
Yeah.
The get back voice.
Yeah.
So I mean, that fits you.
That's right. Well, look, you will follow. You will follow the current of thought that you have accepted.
Yes, sir.
Whatever you have accepted is what you're gonna follow. And you can know, you can have heard the instructions that are divine, that come from the Holy Koran or the Moorish Science Temple of America. You can be familiar with them, but if you have accepted that other way of thinking, that's what you want to do. Come on.
Islam, that, some of the stuff that was said reminded me, I used to have this, it was like a piece of paper and it says, we ask Allah for, and then like, and it said, one of them said, we ask Allah for strength. And He allows difficulties to come in our lives to help us gain that strength.
That's right.
Like Brother P.J. Seal and the brother was saying, you got to look at it from the spiritual
That's
because
right.
the first thing you're going to do is like, hey, the Lord forsake me, man. I'm going through all this stuff, but you asked for it.
Right.
You know, that's what I say, be careful what you ask Allah for. So when you ask Him for strength, He allowed those difficulties to come in your life so you can gain strength and work your way through them.
Right.
Because, you know, and you ask for understanding.
Right.
You know, all right, that's how you gonna learn understanding.
That's right.
When
That's
you
right.
when you working your way through those things. So like the brothers were saying, you gotta look at things from that spiritual eye, because if you're looking at it from the carnal,
Yeah.
you gonna think that, man, like he done just turned away from you.
Yeah. Yeah. You know how many people, oh no, please. Wait a minute, I will hold my hand. I know I'm not going, please.
I was gonna say that it also teaches you to take accountability, because I know when you don't have a certain understanding, the first thing you will do is blame God or
That's right.
for
That's
the
right.
issues, when it's actually your choices that you make.
That's right. That's right. That's right. That's right. Look, look. Well, let's go on and hold the Koran. Hey, turn. Determined today. Okay, now remember, we have we are visiting a time and a place. And what we are witnessing is an event that's occurring. What is the event that's occurring? What's taking place? We have returned to an event, or we have went back into time, into the past. There is an event taking place at the time of who? Jesus. There is a thought, and that thought takes us to a time when certain things are taking place during the time of this thought. And it's taking place in a certain location. Where? Arista. Where's Arista? In India. So we're now going back in the past to a place, Arista, which is in India. And the event is occurring. And in that event that's occurring, there's a lesson. What's the lesson? And remember, the lesson is being explained by a thought of God. What's the lesson, bro?
They was worshiping an idol.
Okay.
And they was intoxicated.
Okay.
For one thing. But not off of wine, off of carnal things.
Okay.
So they couldn't understand. They didn't, they like I said, they were worshiping an idol. They carnal thought. They couldn't see it. Like we was talking about spiritual.
Okay.
Because they were so drunk and intoxicated. It
Okay.
ain't necessarily you gotta drink wine, but you can get drunk and intoxicated off of life.
Yeah.
Only difference is where you're going around. It had, it'll have you. And you say we talking about the past. I'm looking at it at night.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It can have you so discombobulated that you can't focus.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because you're so caught up, you don't see, that's the lesson I got.
That's good. That's good. Come on, what you gonna say, Cabinet Spade?
The spirit passes by, form with our spirit passes.
Okay, that was identified. That's good. Come on, Islam, my brother.
That all is not the noise.
Hey, Lord. I mean, those things that you say are right. But he does not live what? In noise. Now that can be very beneficial for us in this day and time. And you want to keep that in mind. He's not in noise. And we're going to hear a lot of noise. But you got to remember, he's not there. Come on, Phil.
For me, the lesson was that he can't be reached through rites and forms and ceremonies.
Yes. Yes.
That he's not there. He's not present in forms and ceremonies.
Okay. What you want to say more?
False ideology.
False ideology. Okay. Idol worship.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. Okay. Identification. Come on, Mom.
Islam is pretty much what the brother was saying. There's no way through them, through or from any idol shrine.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's
They went
right.
through our
That's right.
worshiping idol.
That's right. That's right. My brother.
That you really don't have to participate in old customs of burning things for him, but you can lay that for the poor, and that's how you serve him.
Oh, that's good. So you don't have to make those sacrifices.
That's right.
Those physical by wasting food. That's good. That's good observation. In all the cities of Arisa, Jesus taught, and could take by the riverside he taught, and thousands of the people followed him. One day he called Jabbanoth was hauled along by scores of frenzied men, and Jesus said, "Behold, a form without a spirit passes by, a body with no soul, a temple with no altar fire." Look what he did. A body with no what?
Soul.
So if he doesn't have a soul, what does he not do? Think. What else does he not do? Reason. What else does he not do? Okay. What else does he not do?
Well,
No power to save.
That's right.
You don't do nothing.
He doesn't do nothing. That's right. So there are no actions being displayed by this idol. It's just empty. And the only one that gives him life is who?
The thoughts of the people.
The thoughts of the people that's gone. That's right. The thoughts of the people that's spoken. Come on, Mo. Yes, yes, yes,
Paper,
yes.
but it's the thought that you put into it.
It's no question. It's no question. It's no question. Now think about the one who thought the thought, to create the thought about the money and give the money value. Think about the one that did that put that in motion. Now all of a sudden, this medium of exchange is valuable to who? The one who put the thought out there.
That's right.
And now look, that who did that will was so strong, it got followers to accept that
Come on.
as being valuable. So what we're doing, we're
Believe
following
our
someone
God.
else's thought. But look how easy it is to do. You don't know. So we got to be careful. I'm not saying that the medium of exchange is not necessary on earth, but you do not worship it.
We don't worship.
The love of it.
The love of it.
The love of it. That's right.
Keep it in its proper place. Use it where you need to use it. Don't let it use you. You know how many people have given up their soul for money?
That's why. You can look. Excuse me. Man, it's terrible. I mean, you know.
Yeah, but listen, they have sold their soul for money.
Yes, sir. It's terrible, man. Look
Woo!
Man, tell me about it, man.
Come on, man.
It's not, I think in one of the old sayings, the prophet said it's gonna come a time where you will see a $20 bill
Yeah.
laying there on the street, you ain't even gonna bid on to pick it up.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So then I guess it'd be back to the gold and silver. Like, you know what I mean? Like in Jesus' time. Because I think the money, the paper money wasn't worth nothing back when the gold and silver was in play. And then I guess that's why one of the other prophet old sayings was when he was saying he got the gold and the silver.
Could be.
The judge and stopping, you know?
Yeah. You might. I won't discount it.
No. I ain't saying it's so.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. You're just sharing. I understand. That's good, Mom. I mean, you're on point. I mean, that's good. As long as we don't dwell in the realms of wayoutism, we'll be safe. That's why you want to stay with what he brought. And base your discussions off of what he brought.
That's right.
All right. Yeah.
Just to that point,
Yeah.
in one of our chapters, the prophet even talks about the man that Allah has
Given riches.
That's right. And with the mind
To do what, Il?
to employ.
That's right. Is what?
Understanding
That's right. Purely faith. That's right.
The thing, reason I went to that point as we were discussing about, currency,
Yes.
carnal men devalue it or put more value to it.
Yeah.
It's a tool. And we
Yes.
first said,
Control.
for exchange,
Yeah.
things for us to function here.
Yes.
But what greed and avarice and all those types of things and vanity has done
Yeah.
is taking it out of its context of what it was originally supposed to be used for.
Yeah.
For market trade,
Yeah.
to exchange.
Yeah.
To be able to, buy goods and exchange goods. We did bartering for a long time.
Yeah.
That's when people had different things and they just exchange things. But the point is man's carnal thinking.
Yes.
And with the mind to employ the right, you'll use those resources properly.
Yes.
And that's
Yes.
why these lessons for us is to make sure that the principles are established
Yes.
so you won't even exceed trying to take advantage of anybody.
Yes. Yes.
Or cheating them or any of that type of stuff.
Yes.
So we want to make sure that there's nothing wrong with our give us resources.
Yes.
That's part of our means to do good.
Yes. Yes. One of the things I'm learning it. Let's say I'm learning it. They have substituted what's ours by simply being able to ask.
Yeah.
We can ask. Ask, and it shall be given. But we have learned to rely on someone giving it to us.
Come on.
They've taken us from inwardly, outwardly. Inwardly, we trust, we ask, we get. Why? Your Lord. Ask, and it shall be given. But you must ask in what? Sincerity. I'm learning, I said. I'm learning that. I still have my shackles that bound me to the point where, man, what am I going to do? But I know, I'm learning to know, to go to the source from which all things come. Come on.
You know, really funny you put that because when you first told about how the thought that put out, and how we accept the thought without investigating the thought. And I think about when Jesus and Barabbas was together. And he gave him a lesson. And he told him, he said, regard not with any man that said.
That's what he said.
See, we got to stop sometimes and ask ourselves which way we're going. And what we are being accepted to. Because those thoughts have their purpose. And they're being shaped for a reason. And it can appeal, and it can appeal to our appetite. And we can easily get caught up on it because we look at it as a form of survival. So I'm not saying, I mean, so we got to really stop sometimes. Because they put them out there.
You do.
And I mean, it's bothering you with it.
That's the truth.
Come on. But doesn't it say, seek ye first the kingdom?
That's what he said.
The law, and all the other things will be added on.
That's what he said.
So that's what I try to, I ain't there yet. My focus on the law, man. All that other stuff don't mean, but that's what it's for. They put you to losing out here so you can lose your focus off the law.
That's right.
Your focus on him, he got you, man. It's, I can't,
That's right. That's right.
It's long. That's why one of the many things I love about this movie, man. The prophet talks about thinking for our own good. How he teaches us to think for our own good. It's important because when others, because we need a battery, when others see us moving, sometimes they follow. We think for our own good. And especially when you don't know. You know, you understand what I'm saying? And not to get off the subject about the money. I was just reading about what Biden had just signed in law about digital currency that's coming next year. Where the dollar will be eliminated. It's no longer the reserve currency for the world. Digital currency where they can track what you're spending, how you're spending, and when you do not do what they ask, like get a booster shot, we can turn your money off. You know what I mean? If we ask you to do something, you do it, or we will turn your money off.
Ask no question.
So that's coming next year.
Hey Mo, you know what? I tell you something. I read a book. I think I told y'all this before. In 1973, I read a book. The book was called The Vision. In 1973, I read this book. It was called The Vision. And in that book, it said just what you said is going to take place. And they're having a problem now with the crypto.
Cryptocurrency.
They have a problem. So anyway, just keep your eyes open. I'm gone. Look, we got it. Okay. One day, carved tabernacle all along by scores of printing. And Jesus said, behold, a form of other spirit passes by, a body with no soul, a temple with no altar fires. I got something to say about this, but if I do, I know we're going to talk about it. So I'm going to go ahead. No, I ain't going to. No, you will not tempt me, brother. I'm going to go ahead and move on. Well, it's something to think about. Hopefully I can stick a pin in it and talk about it. But anyway, it says, this called Krishna is an empty thing. For Krishna is not there. Now, we're saying Krishna, and Krishna is a representative of what? What?
No.
Spirit. Good. This car is but an idol of a people, drunk on wine of carnal things. Allah lives not in the noise of tongues. There is no way to him from any idol shrine. Allah's meeting place with man is in the heart, and in a still small voice he speaks. And he who hears is still. And all the people said, teach us to know the Holy One who speaks within the heart. Allah of the still small voice. And Jesus said, the holy breath cannot be seen with mortal eyes, nor can men see the spirit of the Holy One. But in their image, man was made. And he who looks into the face of man looks at the image of Allah, who speaks within. He looks at the image of Allah. But in their image, man was made. It goes on to say, I know y'all thought I was going to stop and ask you something, but I'm not going to do that. You know, that's the whole purpose of elevating yourself. You can think about it yourself. You can go there. And you see what's revealed to you when you go there.
Your own portion.
Yeah, get your portion. That's right, Mom. That's right. It says, but in their image man was made, and he who looks into the face of man looks at the image of Allah, who speaks within. And when man honors man, he honors Allah. And what man does for man, he does for Allah. And you must bear in mind that when man harms in thought or word or deed another man, he does a wrong to Allah. Oh, you got to have a lot of courage once you know that. Whoa. Once you learn that and you do it, you are saying it doesn't matter to me that I'm harming Allah. That's what you're saying.
Come on.
That's true.
That's what you're saying. It says, if you would serve Allah, who speaks within the heart. Now you notice something? He's talking about Allah. He didn't say the image. He's saying Allah. He's not saying the image of Allah who speaks within the heart. He's saying Allah who speaks within the heart. Can't you see are you able to see how he takes you from one level to another? And if we're not careful, if we're looking at it from a certain finite point of view, we'll think it all means the same thing. But there are many lessons in that one verse.
You can't get to him, get to him. Serve him.
Yeah, come on, man.
Honor him.
You know?
You honor Allah.
It says,
That's too high for you.
Yeah, praise God. Praise
You
God.
can find him there, find him your next of kin.
That's right, bro. That's right, bro. That's right. And when man honors man, he honors Allah. And what man does for man, he does for Allah. And you must bear in mind that when man harms in thought or word or deed another man, he does a wrong to Allah. If you would serve Allah, who speaks within the heart, just serve your near of kin and those who are no kin. The stranger at your gates, the foe who seeks to do you harm. Man, I can work, I believe I can work with the first three.
That's
But that last one, whoa. And I'm not completely sure that I'm really working as best I can with the first three. But that last one, that one just stands out. to serve him or her. You know what I look. You know what I mess around and do? I revert back to man is truth and fall to his strength. He can't be all good. He can't be all good. But that's just to show you how the Lord self can trigger you by letting you say that. He's uttering the truth to you. And if you're not,
Strangely mixed.
come on, Mo. You know I ain't hit it.
Strangely mixed.
Come on.
That's true. But it's only true for a moment when you're one who's really striving.
Yes. Yes.
Because when you do it, when you follow that thought,
Yes.
immediately
Yes.
you feel it. And
Yes, you do.
regret it.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. I got it. Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do.
That Lord self got many tricks, boy. That Lord self got
But
many
praise the
tricks.
Lord, He's also teaching us that it's okay. That really, that's the way we should feel. Because we're striving to be God-like.
That's right. That's right.
That's what Allah has Jesus do it. If
Yeah.
Allah has the
Yeah.
Prophet Noble Ali do
That's
it.
right.
And they don't
Surely.
have what they do.
We got to.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can do these little things.
Praise the Lord. That's the truth. Okay. Wow. Okay. Okay, Eel, I got you the summit for me. What the rest of them say? Okay. Come on.
Islam, when you say establish ourselves principles of action,
Okay.
we dealing with this,
Okay.
you know, that can, you know, it helps me.
Yes.
You know, because the principle,
Yes.
you know, that I stand on,
Yes.
it helped me to fight it. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Like you said, that foe who seek to do me, that stranger who seek to do me harm.
Yes.
You know, I go back, like you said, everything that harm,
Yeah.
you know, but if I had principles of action, I had weapons to, you know, to fight it.
Yeah. 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 Come on.
Islam, and to fight myself. Because I'm thinking about the inner me.
Yeah.
I'm not so much as going with the external, and I can hear what he's saying, everybody said about, you know, serving that stranger.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about what I do to myself.
Yeah.
I can see that foe within me, and not necessarily that lower self.
Yeah. Yeah.
You understand? Those
Yeah.
thoughts are whole, or the way I'm thinking.
Yeah.
You know, I can do more harm to myself than anybody can do to me.
Yeah.
You know, because
Yeah.
this is what I allow.
Yeah.
So if I'm not looking outside of me for the stranger,
Yeah. Yeah.
or the inner,
Yeah.
I'm talking about the inner me that's creating all this hell, because we are creators.
That's right. We make
That's right.
That's right. That's right. That's right. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Okay, Chief.
Yes, sir. And you know, Brother Peter, I was thinking about this, what are we here to do?
Yes.
To prove the strength of Allah made manifest.
Yes.
We will have to learn that lesson.
Yes.
May not be this lifetime,
Yes.
but we have to learn it.
Yes. That's right.
Because that's the lesson that Jesus had to learn just as well as the prophets and all the prophets before.
That's right.
And this, he said, what I've done, all men can do.
That's right.
You know, the thing I find with me, am I willing to put forth an effort?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
That's a big hurdle.
Am I willing?
Am I willing?
That's right.
Or am I willing to hold on to old behaviors
That's right.
that allows me not to do it?
That's right. Am I willing to hold on to old behaviors?
That's right.
Or am I willing to put forth
For
an
an
effort?
effort.
All of it has to do with what?
Yeah.
Come on, here.
Islam, you know, and with all, you know, everyone has said, it just brings us to the point that helps us to get to where we're trying to go with
Yes.
Allah and the Prophet.
Yes.
And I heard what Sister Jones just said.
Yeah.
But, see, when you turn from sin
Yes.
and you're striving
Yes.
for what?
Yeah,
Purity.
that's right.
Purity in life.
That's right.
Purity paves the way for love.
That's the one.
The pure in heart will love and not demand love in return.
Yeah.
So that stranger, I mean, that foe that seeks to do you harm, you know that you have to love him anyway.
Yes.
And purity helps you to do that.
Yes. Yes.
Because you won't return evil for evil.
Yes.
You won't stay there. And as Brother Malanil was saying, it has to start within you.
Yeah. That's
You
right.
gotta fight. That's the first foe you gotta keep fighting.
That's right.
before the 60 do you harm. It's internal and external.
Right.
And you gotta start internally so that you'll be able to deal with the one on the outside.
Amen. That's right.
And purity is what helps us to get there.
That's right. That's right.
So we have to practice and start getting things out of us.
Yeah.
The only reason that 4 to 60 do you harm is gonna have an effect on you is because you still down here and pull you back in.
That's right. And you go into the arena.
Yeah.
For the combat. You know, you go into the arena.
Ooh.
Ain't that something? Man, we're going into the arena to handle this. What are you, a gladiator? Because that's what gladiators do. They enter into the arena.
And the strong come out of it.
They fight to the death. You see? See all this stuff that we see out here, man? It's you can relate it to what's going on with you inside.
But it's the way you perceive it.
That's the way you perceive it. And that's based on how you think it.
Because you might be telling you something about yourself.
Come on. It is telling you something about yourself. But you may not want to see it.
That's right.
Yeah.
Everything we see out here is us.
That's right.
Because it's carnal man.
Yes. That's right.
It's appealing to the carnal nature that we all have.
That's right.
It ain't nothing new.
That's right.
We created some of that
Ain't that the
with
truth?
the thoughts we hold.
Ain't that the truth?
So we added to it. He tells us not to add unto it.
That's right. By God's own perverse.
Exactly. When you latch onto those thoughts, you add them.
You add
Add
to it.
strength and energy.
Yeah, you are. Yeah, you are. Praise the Lord. Okay. Now, then with you, okay, assist the poor and help the weak, do harm to none, and covet not what is not yours. Now, when you do that, something is going to take place.
Yeah.
Something is going to take place. When you sincerely do that, something is going to take place. Then with your tongue, the Holy One will speak. And he will smile behind your tears, will light your countenance with joy, and fill your hearts with peace. Look. With your tongue, the Holy One will speak. Allah speaks to man by what? Voice of man. When you carry it out, when you be the message that you bring, then you will hear him coming from your brother or your sister.
Yeah.
Because they will be used to impart to you messages of truth. Revelations are coming. They don't even, sometimes you don't even know what you are saying, but you say it.
That's right.
And you stand there, somebody, oh man, I can hear that. Well, that wasn't me that said it. You know? I'm not thinking on that level like that. But I'm doing something right because I'm being used to utter it. Remember, you're being used because you have made a sacrifice. Come on.
I just want to say about me in doing it, our intent, we must have it in our heart.
Yes.
See, we can't be doing it for outward show.
No.
See, it's got to be in our heart to do this.
Yes.
So that we can receive.
Yes. Yes.
It's not an outward, I mean, even though the manifestation of it
Right.
is that we're doing it, but
Yes.
sometimes our heart may not be in it.
Yes.
So we got to make sure that our heart is in accord with what we're doing.
Yes.
Because we can be helping the weak,
Yes.
but at the same time, we're condemning them.
Come on, Mo. Mo.
Or talking down to them.
Come on, Mo.
Or acting like they not in the eyesight, all of this, so it's not as precious as yours.
Mo. We feed the people every last
Saturday.
Saturday.
Now the question is, why are you feeding people?
Come on, man.
What are you doing it for?
That's the move.
It is our duty, but are we doing it because it's our duty, or are we doing it because we have fixed ourselves on show?
That's what we got to always evaluate, man.
Have we fixed our soul on show? I mean, we hear about other people doing it, so are we doing it because other people are doing it and they're being talked about? We want to be talked about doing it too.
We gotta always evaluate our actions.
We
man.
do. And you must always be prepared to give an account for it. You ask yourself, why am I doing it? We must always call remembrance to our aid and ask ourselves those questions and not take for granted. It goes on to say, and then the people ask, to whom shall we bring gifts? Where shall we offer sacrifice? And Jesus said, our Father, Allah asks not for needless waste of plant, of grain, of dove, of lamb. That which you burn on any shrine, you throw away. No blessing can attend the one who takes the food from hungry mouths to be destroyed by fire. When you would offer sacrifice unto Allah, just take your gift of grain or meat and lay it on the table of the poor. From it an incense will arise to heaven, which will return to you with blessedness. Tear down your idols. They can hear you not. Turn all your sacrificial altars into fuel for the flames. Make human hearts your altars and burn your sacrifices with the fire of God. And all the people were entranced and would have Jesus as a God. But Jesus said, I am your brother man, just come to show the way to Allah. You shall not worship man. Praise Allah, the Holy One. Praise Allah. All right, thank you. Peace. Peace.
Islam war. I'd like to thank our Grand Chief Moderator, our brother, man, and friend, for a very thought-provoking lesson today. And I'd like to thank you all for your participation. And my prayer that we all got something that we can take and help make our way fair upon the earth through our word, acts, and deeds, and that we may be able to touch someone else and make their way fair upon the earth. At this time, I'll call forth the Grand Governor of the District of Washington, D.C., Brother H.R. Bates, to read our proclamation. And while the proclamation is being read, please cease all movement and give it your undivided attention. Brother H.R. Bates.
Islam knows. First, I give praise to Allah and honor the Prophet Noble Jawali. I give honor to each and every one of you, and I give honor to everything Prophet Noble Jawali has brought for the uplifting of fallen humanity. Prophet warns all models and governors, ordered to read proclamation in each meeting. I hereby inform all members that they must end on radical agitating speeches while they work in their homes on the street. We are for peace and not destruction. Stop flashing your cards to European and cause us confusion. Remember, your card is for your salvation. Failure to obey these orders will be a severe consequence. We are for love, truth, peace, and freedom. And when these principles are violated, justice then must take its course. Any member or group of members who hold malicious feelings towards the temple or the prophet, or violate the divine covenant of the Moorish movement, will receive a reward from Allah for their unjust deeds. All true Moors will and must obey the law, as laid down to them by their prophet. If they lose confidence in their prophet, they should turn in their card, button, cease wearing their turban or fez, and return to the state where I, the prophet, found you. This is a holy and divine movement founded by the prophet Noble Jawali. And if the prophet is not right, the temple is not right. The prophet, therefore, is sending out the divine plea to all Moorish Americans that they do their part in protecting the prophet and the temple. This is an everlasting movement founded by the Father, through the will of Allah, to redeem his people from their sins by order of Prophet Noble Drew Ali. Peace.
Peace.
Islam, Lord. Islam. I'd like to thank our grand governor for reading back the proclamation. That ends that portion of our Sunday school. We're now going to the business portion. We'll have 2 baskets passed, the more shoplifting fund and the public collection. And this is also time for anyone who would like to pay their assessment or to re-register. Allah, Father, universe.
Allah, Father, universe.
Father, love.
Father, love.
Truth. Peace.
Freedom.
And justice. Allah is my protector.
Allah is my protector.
My guide. And my salvation. By night. And by day. Through his holy prophet.
Through his holy prophet.
Drew Ali.
Drew Ali.
Amen.
Amen.